Elon Musk warns serious risk of repeating Great Depression. Why Warren Buffett was asked by the White House to make crisis-era investments. Last week, when Burry tweeted, "No true danger in the short term," the smart money started to buy the dip during the panic. They bought really heavy, ahead of FOMC statement and interest rate decision. If you are one of my good boys, you will be notified when I buy what stock at what price. Come join my Patreon today. Don't miss your chance to get in. And you don't want to keep holding it and miss your chance to pull out either in this bear market rally. Because a new bull market will not have the banks keep blowing up. My guess is that we will end up creating momentum that's more deflationary than a lot of people. Why is Elon Musk seriously warning about serious risk of repeating a Great Depression again? Why Warren Buffett was asked by the White House to make crisis-era investments. I will explain it all right after this. And of course, smash the like button. If you want to be my good boy, apply to write your first book with me. Welcome back to the Audacious Money Witch channel, where we talk about macroeconomy, stocks, bonds, and commodity markets. If you like any of these topics, you are intelligent. That's why you're here. And you know what to do. And push my button if you like what you see in today's video, because I can't push it from this side. This video is brought to you by my Patreon. If you are a good boy, go to patreon.com/magicalgoddesscheryl to add more meaning into your life. If you play your cards right and completely submit like my good boys do, then I will take you under my wing. Author of best-selling books, Goddess Cheryl. My good boys always get rewarded handsomely. You are such a good boy. You like hearing that, don't you? You want to get into the bookstore. You want it to be real. You want it to be true. You want to be my client, don't you? This is my book, Born to Shine. This is my client Eazzy's book, Wicked Pussy Perfume. Get your copy today. This is my client's collaboration book, Adversity Equals Success. Such an amazing book with such incredible authors. Order your copy today. Just like Michael Burry said, this banking crisis panic will be over in 3 weeks since 2 weeks ago. For he didn't see any true danger here. So does the market eventually recover? How about some data to back it up? Here it is since 1871. 1 month later, S&P 500 return is down 5%. But 3 months, 6 months later, the returns are all positive later on. So smart money obviously sees those $303 billion as bullish liquidity. Check this out. As TLT getting sold down, they bought stocks with that bond money. Just because today is not the day recession being priced in the market doesn't mean it is not coming later in 3 months. Elon Musk wants the Federal Reserve get a grip on the U.S. regional banking crisis, or else the world's largest economy could undergo its worst shock in decades. Small and mid-sized banks account for 50% of commercial and industrial lending and 60% of residential real estate lending, among other loans. If the Fed does not contain the regional bank collapse, there will be another Great Depression. It wrote, referring to the economic crisis that ran from 1929 through 1939. This is a serious risk, Musk responded. In 1933, at the height of the Great Depression, roughly 25% of the 12.8 million people that made up the U.S. labor force were out of work. This wasn't the first time Musk has chimed in on his own social media platform about SVB's collapse. Last week, he compared the bank's failure to the 1920s Wall Street crash, which preceded the Great Depression. Lot of current year similarities to 1929. The Tesla CEO said in response to ARK Invest Cathie Wood, Elon Musk has urged the Federal Reserve to beat a retreat in its battle against inflation. As the banking crisis is already putting the squeeze on the U.S. economy, Fed needs to drop the rate by at least 50 basis points on Wednesday. He replied to a tweet by Bill Ackman on Monday that proposed the Fed paused its interest rate hikes for now. Ackman, the billionaire investor whose helms Pershing Square, noted that 3 U.S. banks have shut down in the past 2 weeks. He argued that has tightened economic conditions and more rate increases would put strain on the financial system. Musk warned over the weekend that allowing more regional banks to fail posed a serious risk of a follow-up to the Great Depression. The electric vehicle pioneer has repeatedly criticized the Fed's rate hikes and called for them to be reversed. The Fed is operating with way too much latency in their data. He tweeted recently suggesting official inflation measures don't reflect the current economic reality. Rates need to drop immediately. He also cautioned that excessively high rates are paving the way for an 18-month-long recession in the U.S. Jeremy Grantham has warned of the implosion of an everything bubble. Could tank the S&P 500 by up to 50% and plunge the U.S. economy into a painful recession. The prices of stocks, bonds, real estate, fine art, and other investments ballooned to unsustainable highs during the 2021. The current bubble is pretty damn big compared to previous ones and dwarfs the dot-com boom in scope. Bubble pop is suddenly and unknowingly. It's bad enough just doing the equity market in 2000, he said. This time we have done a dead ringer for the equity market, plus the gravy. We've done the housing market and the bond market. Be advised, this is not a general setback like 2000. Grantham continued, predicting a bear market could persist until deep into next year. He noted the dot-com crash only caused a mild recession. But even so, the NASDAQ index plummeted 82% and the S&P 500 halved in value during that period. The bubble expert predicted that if the U.S. gets lucky, the S&P 500 might slump by around 24% to roughly 3,000 points. If events pan out poorly, the benchmark index could tumble below its 2020 low to around 2,000 points, he warned. Grantham said a recession is inevitable when the super bubble pops. And the ensuing downturn is worse when the speculative frenzy affects multiple asset classes. He also nodded to the current banking crisis, noting that U.S. credit markets might come under pressure from high levels of debt and rising interest rates. That could worsen the fallout from the asset bubble bursting, he said. The veteran investor predicted rising unemployment, slowing growth, and slimmer corporate profit margins from May onward. But he emphasized that economic fundamentals can deteriorate for years before they finally bottom out. Warren Buffett might come to the bank's aid once again. Berkshire Hathaway CEO has reportedly spoken to senior White House officials about potentially investing in U.S. regional lenders. He's also offered advice and guidance to the Biden administration on how to deal with the current turmoil in the banking sector, Bloomberg said. Buffett may be gearing up for a similar role to the one he played during the financial crisis. He made vital investments in Goldman Sachs, General Electric, and other companies in late 2008. When fear froze credit markets, he also phoned Treasury Secretary Hank Paulson to suggest the government invest directly in banks, instead of buying their assets, which he promptly did. The billionaire's backing might help to quell fears of more bank failures and shore up faith in the financial system. If Buffett shows he's willing to risk his money in regional lenders, that could give other investors the confidence to keep hold of bank stocks or buy them at bargain prices. It could also reassure depositors that their money is in safe hands. Buffett stands to gain from calming the situation, as his financial stocks have been hammered in recent weeks. The combined value of Berkshire's Bank of America and American Express stakes has slumped by about $9 billion in the past month alone. Moreover, Buffett negotiated lucrative terms on his crisis-era investments and could do so again. Berkshire made over $3 billion in profit from its $5 billion bet on Goldman Sachs in 2008 and has more than doubled its money on paper since it piled $5 billion into Bank of America during the debt ceiling fiasco in 2011. In both cases, Buffett demanded preferred stock that paid a hefty dividend and could only be redeemed at a significant premium. He also secured warrants that he could exercise to buy each bank stock at a fixed price in the future, ensuring he could benefit if they made a comeback. Buffett might seek to reach similar deals with struggling regional banks today. Lastly, Moody's has upgraded Tesla bonds to investment-grade status for the first time, saying the Elon Musk-run carmaker's dominance of the EV market and its efforts to keep costs low have boosted its ability to repay its debts. It now gives Tesla a Baa3 rating, meaning it's no longer labeling its bonds as junk or purely speculative, the outlook used for companies that might struggle to repay their debts. It's so funny about the stock market. It's all about the vibe and how big of your fan base How much of an idol are you? Since when do we have a $1 trillion company that issued junk bonds? Oh yeah, that was the everything bubble from 2021. We are still in the middle of it, and that's about to pop in months. You are such a good boy for watching my video right till the end. Bye.